If your plumbing business is struggling to collect on all of its invoices, there's a hot chance that you're losing thousands of dollars. My name is Grant. I'm a licensed plumber and certified public accountant, and I'm helping plumbing businesses master their accounting processes so they can stop leaving money on the table. In this video, I'll show you how to tighten your accounts receivable processes so you can ensure you are collecting on every single invoice. To lay the groundwork, your accounts receivable balance is a snapshot of how much money other customers owe your business at any given point in time. While a lot of plumbing businesses are out there putting in the grind, putting in the hours, they're not all collecting on all of their invoices, and the impact can be a lot bigger than you think. Leaving money on the table can put your plumbing business in a huge cash flow bind and ultimately make it really hard to make a real profit. Even customers who pay with a check could have the check bounce ultimately, and you may not collect on that invoice. All right, let's break this down visually so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, here's an example. So let's say you're running a 20% margin plumbing business and you had a $10K check bounce, never hit the bank, you never received the payment. In this scenario, you're not missing out on 10 grand. To make back this 10 grand at 20% margins, you gotta do 50 grand in additional work. That's 10 grand in profit. So you're gonna have to do 5 times the amount of work in order just to make back that 10K in missed profit. Let's say that your margins are tighter. Let's say you're running a 10% operation right now. Hopefully none of you are, but if you are, in that scenario, still 10K here, 10% profit margins, you're now at 100K that you've got to do just to get yourself back to the 10K here. And then lastly, if your margins hold consistent at the 20%, but this amount that you missed out on doubles up to 20K, you guessed it, we're back to 100K again that you have to do in additional work just to get back to there. All right, now that we've seen the impact of not collecting all of our accounts receivable, let's go ahead and take action and get your accounting right back on track. Alrighty, so we are in a QuickBooks Online Sandbox account. It's a test account. It's called Craig's Design and Landscaping Services. And what I want you to do is I want you to go to Reports, Standard Reports. And then once you're in Standard Reports here, go ahead and scroll down to the Accounts Receivable Aging Summary. It's under Who Owes You. When you click this, you're going to see here on the left, you've got all your customer names. And then on the right, you have bracketed from left to right, youngest to oldest invoices. That is everything that isn't overdue yet. And then 1 to 30, that's your first 30 days, so essentially month 1 of things being overdue, and then everything overdue 2 months, 31 to 60, and so on. The way I want you to really look at this is from right to left, though. Let's look at your oldest and then work your way to the newest. There's nothing in the 91 and over. That's nice. But what's glaring to me is in this 61 to 90 days, we've got Red Rock Diner. They owe us almost 9 grand. So we'll go ahead and click into this, and this is going to pull up the AR Aging Detail Report, and this actually shows you the invoice number when it was shipped. So 11/20/2025, this one was shipped. And you can actually click in here and see exactly what this invoice is. It's super helpful for going ahead and calling the customer and saying, hey, look, I've had an invoice out for the last 60, 70 days here. You've got to get this paid. So super helpful. And then I'll pop back in. Once you've gone through this first one, 61 to 90, then start at the 31 to 60. The 1 to 30, that's a little less concerning, but anything close to that 30, you may want to consider giving a call to the client. And then once you're past 30 days, I'm really starting to think about stopping doing any sort of work for people who aren't going to pay, especially past 30 days. You're not running a charity, you're running a business. Super important to keep an eye on that. You can actually export this into Excel if that's helpful. You just won't have the drill down features available to you. All right, so now I'm going to give you 5 tips
for this. First off, tip number one, I want you to save this report to your favorites. So we're going to go ahead and head back to the standard reports. Once again, back down to accounts receivable aging summary. Click the star there. This is going to automatically keep it floating at the top. So super quick for you to pull each month in your QuickBooks Online. Tip number two, I want you to set up a recurring monthly check of this. Okay, you got to be checking this at least once a month. So go ahead and throw 30 minutes once a month on the calendar to go through this. Maybe it's going through with your office admin and selecting which accounts to call. Maybe it's going ahead and calling the accounts yourself, marking off which accounts you should stop doing any future work for. Keep a close eye on this. It absolutely can save you thousands of dollars. It's worth your time. Invest in your business. Tip number three, have your accountant include it in your monthly package. So if you work with a professional accounting firm, they should be able to print this report and add it to your package. There's a chance that they would charge additional for this. If they did, just go ahead and pull it yourself from QuickBooks Online. Tip number four, create an internal policy for cash collections. So you want to have an internal policy that specifically denotes each of those brackets in your accounts receivable aging summary, what you should do with it. You might say, hey, anything 1 to 30 days, I'm going to send an email. Anything past 31 days, I'm going ahead and giving a call / maybe turning off doing additional work for the client. Tip number five is, now that this is solved, get back to work.
All right, thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like or subscribe, or even both. I'd really appreciate it. And if you have a topic you'd like me to discuss in a future video, go ahead and pop that in the comments below. And finally, if you run a plumbing home service business and you need professional accounting help, the link to my website is below. Go ahead and click that, schedule 30 minutes. At the time I'm recording this, it's literally free. You got nothing to lose. 30 minutes with me. Let's discuss your situation and see how we could potentially help you out. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one.